All right, so this video is going to be on what we call net worth, and your net worth is your monetary value at this given moment. So if you died at this second, how much would you be worth economically or monetarily? And I use that monetary value because there's a difference between monetary value and your value as a parent, your value as a son or a daughter, your value to your friends, your value to your workplace, your value to the community. So we're all different types of values. But for this, we're talking about economic value. We're talking about your monetary value. And I will tell you, for a very long time, I used to hate looking at net worth because my net worth was like negative 40,000 for many years. So I never wanted to look at it, right? When people, when things are bad, they tend to not want to look at it. You know, when the stock market's going bad, they just want to be like, let me just close my eyes. Um, but, you know, I always tell people in general that you can't get to where you're going unless you know where you're at, you know, unless you deal with the facts of where you are. Okay. So you can start fixing it. You know, the best way to get out of a hole is to stop digging. And if you don't know you're in a hole, then you know you're gonna hurt yourself even more. I always say if people ask me for financial advice and or financial, they want to know you know some things of it that I can tell them about their finances and what they should do. And I always say, you know, I'm not a financial advisor, but I will tell you the first thing you know if you're going to ask someone for help, you have to know where you are. So if I say, well, what's your net worth? What's your and if you don't know, I'm pretty sure a financial advisor would ask you that as well. And if you don't know, he'll help you figure it out, or she'll help you figure it out. But you have to know. It'd be like you calling me and saying, "Hey, I need directions to your house," and I said, "Well, where are you?" And you're like, "I don't know. Just give me directions." It's like, well, I can't give you directions. Go make a left and then make a right. I can't give you any kind of direction unless you know where you are. And same thing financially. Until you know where you are, you can't. No one can help you get to where you want to go because you got to figure out where you are first. So that's what we're going to be going through. I'm going to share my screen now, and let's talk about net worth. So I got a template here, and then so basically your net worth. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. It's just your um, all of your assets versus minus all your liabilities. So everything you have that's of value minus everything that you owe. Now, in this term, I know I use assets a lot, that word. And with net worth, it's a little bit different than when you're talking about an income statement or you're talking about cash flow. All right. So, for example, in your in a balance sheet or in this balance sheet here that we're doing or a net worth evaluation, you might say you have, like, let's say some gold jewelry. All right. um, if you have some gold jewelry in a cash flow in your income statement in your budget, that does not count as an asset because the gold jewelry isn't making you money every month. Um, you're not getting any money from that. Same thing with like stocks. If you own some stocks, that doesn't count as an asset when you're doing your budget because unless it's a dividend stock, which is giving you money either monthly or quarterly. But I'm talking about in general, if you just buy a stock and you're going to trade it. So anything you're just looking to trade doesn't count for, is not really an asset when you're talking about your budgets or your income statement, but it does count as an asset here when you're talking about net worth. All right. So that's why you'll see, that's why I wanted to do this video to kind of tell you the difference between an asset and an asset. All right. So let's go through. I got a couple examples here, right? So if you have a retirement account, all right. So now the good thing about doing this, what you want to do is you want to you're going to write all this stuff down, so it gives you a good understanding of where you are. And then every month I do it once a month. Every month you just add another row, right? So you just go here, oops, right click it, or you can do it this way. Either way, you can highlight it, you know, insert, right? Shift cells to the right, right? Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's right, because I don't have my whatchamacallit here. But anyway, and then anything that's yellow has a formula in it. See the formula? So you just copy and paste that formula. All right. So those formulas there, and I'll go through them in a second. So there you go. And now you can just do your new stuff every month. Now, so here's some things that you want to look, and that would be your assets. And the cool thing about this is you'll have your net worth at the bottom. So it's really simple formula here. It's just going to add up everything you put in here. You can add more columns, more rows if you need, and what you specifically have. And then your liabilities are here. Like if you have multiple credit cards, you're going to add all your credit cards. So you put your assets here, you put your liabilities here, you have your total liabilities, your total assets, and then whatever the difference between the two is your net worth. And the cool thing about doing this is I usually do this at the beginning of the month, and which I'll show you my example in a minute. And then you just add on, and so now you can see each month, hey, is my net worth getting better? So even if it's negative, as long as it's getting better, as long as it's going in the right direction, that's the key. And so by just taking account of these things will help you see if you're doing the right things, if your path is in the right direction. All right. So any retirement accounts that you have, if you have like a 401k with your company, or your money in a retirement account, an IRA or a Roth IRA, any stock accounts that you have, typically you can do them all separate. It depends on how you can either add them all up. Like I have like 4 or 5 different stock accounts, so I add them up and I just stick them in here. But you can do each one individually if that's easier for you to do, and let the computer add them up. The value of your house. Now, when you do house value, right, you don't go by what you think your house is worth. Right, you go by what you paid for the house. Right, even if you bought the house 20 years ago. Right, because you don't know what your house is worth until you sell it. All right, so you might sit there and go, well, I think the house is worth $450,000, and then if you went to sell it and the only bids you got were for 400,000, your house is worth 400,000. That's it. All right, so but you don't know, so you don't want to take a guess. So you want to go by what you actually do know, and um, you paid this much money for it. Now, could you probably have paid 300,000, and when you go to sell it, it'd be less? Yes, but we want to try to use as definite of number as we possibly can. So house value, you put that there. Cash is pretty simple. I just add up all the cash I have. Not like when I say cash, I mean cash either in a checking account. I don't have a savings account in here, but I would put a savings account in here as another one. But any cash that you have, checking account, cash in your wallet, okay, any cash you have, that goes there. Cash equivalents are things you could turn into cash really quickly. Money market account or something like that. Something that's really getting you there. A savings account, I guess, would be a cash equivalent. Anything that you could get really quickly, and it's really giving you really a low rate of return. Collectibles. All right, so this is you have a sneaker collection. You have I don't know, a collectible car, right? Now, do you want to go? I mean, if you're a big time sneaker collector and you know what your collection is worth, then you can totally do that. As far as, all right, so that's that. Next up, precious metals. What, mom? What? What? All right, so as far as if you have a sneaker collection, or if you basically with collectibles, it's anything that has a good amount of value to it. All right, you don't want to get, like I have basketball cards from the 90s. I'm not going to sit there and go through all my Shaquille O'Neal rookie cards and try to figure out the value of them all. But you can if you want to, if you want to count that in your list here. Precious metals. Okay, so again, if you have gold, silver, this would be where you put jewelry. Again, if you've had it appraised and you kind of know what it's worth, that's something you could put there. Royalties. Royalties are basically anything that you're making money on. Like if you have a book that you wrote and that you're making money on, so something gets garnering you money, and you can have a monetary value of it. Rental properties. If you have a rental home, again, you would put the value of the home. Okay, what you paid for it is what I like to go by when I do this. Again, you can get much more detail in this, and but this is just a basic outline to get you where you need to go. Business revenue. So, or something, some kind of business that brings you revenue. So, for example, if you own a laundromat or a car wash or something like that, and you have a value to it. Or if you just have, let's say, you have a website or Patreon website that brings you money every single month, um, you could put that in there. So again, uh, these are all your assets, okay, things you have that are bringing you money as a monetary value. Now, your liabilities. So liabilities, again, things taking away from money from you. So credit cards, and you can do multiple credit cards, as many as you need. Your mortgage. So again, your mortgage is how much you have left to pay. All right, so that's so same thing with your car note. So it's not your total, it's not when you started, but it's how much do you have left to pay on it. So this, as you pay every single month, it'll go down and down and down. All right, if you owe any back taxes, anything that you have liabilities, anything that's taking money from you that you could eventually pay off. It has a balance. So you wouldn't put like food in here. You wouldn't put, I don't know, if you pay alimony, if you child support, these are not things you would put in liabilities, even though they're taking money from you, but it's an expense, not a liability. All right. Personal loans or any other kind of loans that you have that you're paying on that you have a balance on, and rental mortgage. So what's going to happen is if you have a rental property, let's say you got a rental property for you bought it for $300,000, right? And even though you're getting a passive income from it, let's say you're renting it out for $2,500 a month, but your mortgage is $2,000 a month. Well, it's great. You're making that's a fine. Well, let's say all the expenses, just keeping it simple here with the mortgage. But let's say you're making $500 a month on it. You would put the rental mortgage is the balance, what's left. So the property is going to stay the same value, but the mortgage is going to go down every single month, which is going to give you more equity in the house, which means your net worth is going to go up. Okay, so here I'll give you an example. I'll do mine. All right, so you'll see here I have my retirement fund and how much was in my E-Trade. I guess is all three of my accounts, my stock market portfolio accounts. Savings, I don't keep a lot of money in my savings account, but that's what's there. Um, cash, all right, apparently I didn't have any cash on me this particular month. Um, Cash App cash. So I have cash that I have in my Cash App. So I have my Cash App. I have actual cash that I have on me in my Cash App. Cash App stocks, which I've kind of sold off. Webull. So I have another account now through Webull. Actually, I got to add Robinhood this time around. By the way, if you want to get an account with Webull or Robinhood, you can check out my website, and you can help out our channel here. And you get a free stock for getting a referral. Webull, I think you get 2 free stocks, and Robinhood, you get 1 free stock, which is kind of cool. Tesla separate. So I have 10 shares of Tesla in a separate account that's owed to me. So I put that there. Options are different stock options that I have that are depending on the value of them. So I don't count them in this. I take the options out because that's what I do. And then here on my total. All right, those are my total assets. Now I subtract out my retirement account just because I don't whatever, it doesn't matter. I go by my total. I just like to see what it is minus my retirement money. All right, and then these are credit cards. I bought a ultrasound machine for my knees and my feet, so I have a balance on that. Should just paid it off, but whatever. I paid it in payments. Anything with payments that you're paying off. My Chase credit card, taxes, back taxes that I owe, loan. I took out a loan for $4,000 so I could buy some Tesla stock. Shouldn't do that. Don't do that. That's bad financial advice. So one main is another personal loan that I had from back in the day, and my business loan I've been paying off forever. I told you I was at negative $40,000, right? At one point net worth, right? So I had business. It didn't go well. Well, it went well, but financially didn't go well. So, and then you'll see, so my net worth from January went from 101,000 up to 105,000. So pretty cool. I'm happy. I'm going in the right direction, right? So that's the purpose of this exercise. It's just to keep you on point, keep your focus. You know, where am I? Where am I going? And just by taking the time and the time to do this once a month is going to just refresh, remind you. You know, I say this a lot, but it's from oh, Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is either Jim Rohn or Zig Ziglar. I can't remember which, but they talk about motivation, you know, and they say people get motivated, but it's like motivation's like taking a shower. You can't just do it once, okay, or every once in a while. So you got to do it every day, and you got to stay motivated. So this is something that will is part of your constant motivation. If you're going down, it's like, all right, this month I got to get back on track. If you're going up, you're like, all right, let's go. Good, I can see I'm more valuable this month than I was last month, to my family, to my kids, to whatever, to yourself. So there you go. That's how you fill out the net worth and figure out your net worth. And I hope everyone makes wise financial decisions.